Welcome back to the Community Corner podcast, where we explore the companies in the S500 through the lens of behavioral finance. I'm Arnav.
And I'm Nikhil. Today, we're diving into Meta Platforms, the company formerly known as Facebook, which has transformed the social media landscape and is now pushing the boundaries of the metaverse. We'll be discussing how behavioral finance impacts their decision-making, diversity and inclusion efforts, adaptation to different markets, and how they compare to other companies in the industry. Let's get started.
Meta has been at the forefront of social media innovation, but from a behavioral finance perspective, how do biases like confirmation bias and the bandwagon effect influence their decision-making, particularly in their approach to new technologies and platforms?
Confirmation bias is a significant factor in Meta's decision-making process. The company's leadership, particularly Mark Zuckerberg, has shown a strong belief in the vision of a connected world and now the metaverse. This bias can lead to decisions that reinforce their existing beliefs, such as doubling down on the development of virtual and augmented reality technologies, even when there's uncertainty about widespread adoption. The bandwagon effect also plays a role in how Meta capitalizes on social trends. When new platforms or features become popular, like short-form video with Instagrammery.
And this approach has worked well for Meta in the past, especially with acquisitions like Instagram and WhatsApp, where they identified and capitalized on emerging trends. However, this can also lead to overconfidence, particularly in the push for the metaverse, which is still a highly speculative venture.
Exactly. Meta's heavy investment in the metaverse reflects a strong belief in its potential, but it also exposes the company to significant risks if the market doesn't develop as expected. This overconfidence can lead to substantial investments in areas that may not yield immediate returns, which could impact the company's financial performance and investor sentiment.
Now, let's talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion at Meta. The tech industry has faced significant scrutiny regarding DEI, and Meta is no exception. How does this play into behavioral finance?
Meta's approach to DEI is critical, especially given the company's influence on global communication and culture. From a behavioral finance perspective, their DEI initiatives can be seen as a way to manage social proof and align with the growing expectations of both employees and investors. By prioritizing DEI, Meta can enhance its corporate reputation and attract a more diverse user base, which is essential for a global platform. However, if these efforts are perceived as insufficient or insincere, Meta could face reputational risks, leading to a loss of trust among users and investors.
Investors are increasingly concerned with how companies handle DEI, and for a company as visible as Meta, any perceived shortcomings could have significant repercussions, both in terms of user trust and stock performance.
That's right. Meta needs to ensure that its DEI efforts are not just surface level but are deeply integrated into the company's culture and operations. This not only helps in maintaining a positive public image but also in sustaining investor confidence in the long term.
Moving on to global markets, Meta operates in a vast number of countries, each with its own regulatory and cultural landscape. How does the company adapt to these different markets, and what role does behavioral finance play in this?
Meta's global strategy involves adapting its platforms to meet the specific needs and regulatory requirements of different regions. From a behavioral finance perspective, this adaptability can be seen as a way to manage risks and ensure continued growth in diverse markets. However, this also means Meta must navigate complex regulatory environments, such as data privacy laws in Europe or content restrictions in certain countries. The ability to balance global scalability with local customization is crucial for Meta's success, but it also requires them to stay ahead of regulatory changes and
And this adaptability is essential, especially as Meta faces increasing scrutiny over privacy and data security. Their ability to maintain user trust while complying with different regulations will be a key factor in their ongoing success.
Exactly. Meta's ability to navigate these challenges while maintaining a consistent user experience across different markets is a testament to their strategic approach, but it's also a delicate balancing act that requires constant vigilance.
Now, let's compare Meta to other companies in the industry, like Alphabet, Amazon, and Apple. How do the behavioral finance dynamics differ?
Meta's focus on social media and the metaverse sets it apart from companies like Alphabet and Amazon, which have more diversified revenue streams. Meta's investors are often drawn by the company's potential for growth through innovation in social platforms and digital experiences, which contrasts with Alphabet's focus on search and advertising or Amazon's emphasis on e-commerce and cloud computing. Apple, with its strong focus on hardware and ecosystem, attracts a different kind of investor, one who values brand loyalty and consistent product evolution. Meta's behavioral finance dynamics are
And unlike Apple, which benefits from strong brand loyalty and a stable product lineup, Meta's reliance on user-generated content and advertising revenue makes it more susceptible to shifts in user behavior and regulatory challenges.
Absolutely. Each of these companies has its own set of behavioral finance dynamics that influence how investors perceive their value and potential risks. For Meta, the focus on social media and the metaverse presents both opportunities and challenges, which require a nuanced understanding of market sentiment and behavioral biases.
To sum up, Meta's approach to business is deeply influenced by behavioral finance principles, whether it's through their strategy for new technologies, global market adaptations, or their approach to DEI. But like all companies, they are still subject to the biases and perceptions that can influence investor behavior.
That's right. Understanding these dynamics provides a clearer picture of what drives Meta's stock price and where the potential risks and rewards lie.
Thanks for joining us on this episode of the Community Corner podcast. Until next time, I'm Arnav.
And I'm Nikhil. Stay curious and keep questioning the narratives.